Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue on our learning of just a little bit more Chinese a day. Yesterday, we talked about 说学逗唱, which is the Chinese stand-up comedy version, which is two persons. They are going to make people laugh. And there are four basics, skills, building blocks for their performance. So you need to be able to eloquently express, and you can imitate other people, and you can tease the audience. And a lot of times it's between the two persons. So they're not hurting the audience, they're hurting each other, and then they can sing. Okay. 才疏学浅. Okay, you can see I mix up the sequence. Okay, 学 is the same, about learning, and then we have 才 is another noun, and 疏 and 浅 are adjectives to describe the two. So often we pair like this. I mean, if we want to show it's different, so nouns, adjectives, they're kind of mixed up like that. Just now I said this way, 才学疏浅. You can also say that, but if you pair this way, this is the more classical Chinese phrasing. Okay, 才 is talent. Okay, I found 4 versions of 才 rendering in this graphical language, and when I look at this, I'm like in shock. What? This almost looks like crucifixion image in the West. Like, how could that even be in a Chinese language, in a very far away culture? And we definitely, ancient times, don't have much of influence of Christianity back then. But the image is there. However, I want to point out this could be just accidentally of something carved in and long-lasting material. Could be shell, could be some metal. So this kind of shape is probably accidentally formed, almost like arms hanging over there. But okay, the origins, we just need to know the basics. This probably render that better. Okay, so we have horizontal, which means it's the ground, the soil. And then we have horizontal. Okay, I mean vertical. This is not a cross. Okay, there were no cross concept in the Chinese language formation stage, at least. So this means something growing from that soil. And then here, so all of these are kind of meaning, okay, something pointing, growing from it, but there's nothing from it yet. It's just a simple, almost like a staff. So just one little thing up there. We have seen the sign of a grass. It looks like this, right? So something growing, kind of shape-wise, it looks like this. So something already branching out. It's not just one by itself. So that means it's something really new, really young. But this, when it points something extra over there, that means, okay, pay attention to this part, or something like this, like it's kind of a point, direct your attention to downward, below the ground. That's where things are, that's what are going to make things happen. Eventually, this character means talent, means your innate ability brought up. And that's by definition, the plant growing. So at this stage, you probably don't see it display yet of like other branches. What's the life forms in its full prime time form, but it has something, the potential. In contemporary expression, the potential is there. It's underground, it's unseen, but it's within it, within this plant. It's in its roots. So something over there are going to be shown. That's the energy source. And that's kind of the trajectory of this plant. Is going to flourish eventually, and because we know it's here. Okay, so that's the concept. It's a plant-based culture, right? I like that. It's herbal, it's organic, and it shows the source of talent. It's something within, and it is our individual's responsibility to bring out that talent. That's what's already embedded in us. All right, without the brought out, like we don't exactly verify if that's within us, right? Okay, 疏安浅 are two adjectives describing the talent and learning. And you can see 疏 means sparse, 浅 means shallow. Both of them actually have something to do with water. This is the water streaming sign. We normally use a three. Oh, too bad I don't have three hands to show you, but one in the middle and then two sides, right? You can see the fluid shape, the current, right? And this is like more elaborate water sign. So both of them have origins related to water. This character have this feet, or just one foot symbol over here. And this portion is the calf of the foot. And this is the arch and the toes of the foot. The whole thing means something related to foot, something related to walking. So, right, foot, walking naturally, right? And here is water flowing and something blocking it. So that's what this symbol tells it. 疏 originally means to unblock, to unblock this water stream by walking. Well, walking eventually generalized into doing something. So it's to unplug or unblock to make things flow again. So why now it becomes sparse? So imagine, I want to use this. When things are blocked, are going to be condensed. We have its opposite meaning is me. So me means, okay, they're all together. 疏 simply means, okay, now things are unblocked. You can feel free to flow anywhere. You don't have to stick together. So 疏 becomes like this. So if this 5-finger distance, like everybody spread out, I mean, that's usual physics, right? If you have no other forces to make it stick together, things are going to spread out. They want to have more of their own space, right? That's the kind of action to make things blocked, condensed like this, eventually unblock it. And so water can flow free, or people can be dispersed. Things can, spread out into a bigger space. So bigger space and things like same number of things spread out in bigger space. So that's kind of sparse. That's the concept, the result of that action, right? Okay, 浅. We have water sign on the left, on the right side. Okay, right side, this is the more contemporary rendering of an ancient weapon called 戈. And I try to find, okay, what's its original meaning? It looks like this. Still, like I know little about ancient weaponry, and it looks sharp, right? It has this kind of structure and sharply put something over there, and there are two of them stack up together. And this character originally mean that sharp-edged weapon, two stacked together, originally means little or small, according to scholars. So I couldn't make the connection, like why such a weaponry, two of them stacked together actually means small. It doesn't make sense. But okay, 浅, this character 尖, today it pronounced as 尖, was borrowed as the sound maker, but it got the small and little, like not many, quantity wise is a little, meaning to it too. It's something related to water, and not that many water, not that much water. So it's shallow. So volume wise, not that much. So, I mean, both of them can be meaning maker, but then because so many words already use this water sign, so that cannot be sound maker. So the sound comes from this concept of little, not many. That's 尖 sound and transformed into 浅. Okay. 才疏学浅 basically means, okay, whether it's your innate born talent or your learned, skills. These two are sparse and shallow. That means really this person is not deeply or well-read, well-learned, or well endowed with talents, not born with many of that to offer. And I mean, this is really down-putting, right? Translated to English could be mediocre. But this down-putting actually often used on oneself, because Chinese has a way of expressing being modest. We don't say, okay, we want to amp down to express ourselves at the beginning. We often say 鄙人, like poor shallow me, really mediocre, right? So I guess that's a Chinese way of expectation management, so that at the beginning this person, but since everybody say that, so we don't really take that words seriously. Like if you're self-describing, I'm really mediocre, nobody will take that literally. We just know, okay, this is a formality. You're just introducing yourself as this to show you're modest. You would like to listen, to learn, to be advised, things like that. Okay, so I found the ancient weaponry images. This is good. And this is called a ji. It's longer, bigger, and this is mao. Mao is, you can see here, it's kind of a holder, right? So eventually some long stick are going to be connected to this weapon, this metal part, so that it can be reaching far. And these got sharp edges. Some people say this weapon came from a sickle. It's called a sickle. So something that you use to farm, to harvest the crop. I mean, it's understandable, right? Farming is the first function of a man back then. But when it's wartime, people have to fight, and this farming tool could be naturally used as the default weapon before specialized weapon was designed. So it's one possible origin. But this weapon, why it means small? The only thing I think is probably because compared with this bigger sized weapon, this was considered smaller scale. So even two of them stack up together, it's still small and little. Okay. All right, Caching Delicacy of Thinking by One Word a Day with Sophie. See you another day.